Greetings, loyal subjects of the Empire. My name is Nero, and welcome to another community spotlight. Today we got the CEU Tempest Heavy Gunship. This ship is made by 5URG3. Now, he did an awesome job making this ship and making it look absolutely great for space engineers. This is very, I would say, battle worthy. He says that this ship is mainly used for planetary use. It's not really meant to be a fighter. Now, I'll show you guys more, so let's move on. Alright guys, so now we got that out the way, let's go ahead and revolve around the ship and talk about the ship's details. Oh, by the way, I figured out what the author's name was. His name is Surge. It took me a second to figure that out because of the letters and stuff like that. But anyways, the ship's name is obviously the Tempest. The class is UFAC. I don't know what that stands for, so someone would want to, I don't know, could you clue me in? I'm sorry. Alright, so the role is obviously an orbital strike heavy gunship class VIP escort. So if you're rich and famous and you need, you need some kind of like protection, I would say give this ship a call, It also fits 3 crew members. It's not really for long range travel. It's just meant for like close fire support missions and stuff like that. But anyways, now you can see in the footage that there's multiple camera angles. Now, I'm the kind of player that likes to play in immersion, so this gets an A+ by me because how are you gonna see out if there's no glass, But the camera angles actually cover pretty much the most of the ship. Now, you're gonna see for demonstration purposes that I fly this in third person and use the spectator cam because I want to show you guys the awesome firepower that this ship has. So let's talk weapons. There are 3 23mm Oki turrets, and there's one on the top if you didn't see that. And so if you always wanted a little bit more extra firepower, there are 2 Oki 50mm turrets. So now that we talked about the little guns, let's talk about the big guns. So I'm talking about 122mm Oki cannons. Now let's talk about the main weaponry. Now this ship is sporting 12 50mm Oki cannons. Now when you shoot these cannons off, they're gonna go to the armor and say, no, you're not there, I'm just gonna eat right through you. And that's what I like about this ship. It's very well armed. So now that we got done with the exterior, let's go ahead and move on inside. So you see that we're greeted with a nice looking airlock. Now this is, I don't know how would you say functionable, but it does work. You just need to depressurize the room first and then move in. So once you leave the airlock, you can go ahead and see that the cockpit is all nice and neat and tucked in. The author was really trying to make it look compact, but compact in a good way, and that's what I like about this ship. LCD panels look very organized, and it also gives you readouts about the ingot summary, the warp drives, and speed, location, and also the oxygen on board. So let's leave the cockpit and let's go take a look at the cargo area. The cargo area is looking very clean, no clutter, and that's what I like about the ship, that it's very clean and it's very well designed. Let's take a look at these reactors. Now these reactors are very nice and neat, and they're tucked out of the way, and they're easy accessible, and there's not that much to it. I mean, it looks nice and it looks great. And also the ship is symmetrical on both sides. So now let's move from cargo and let's go to the support area where basically the other 2 crew members will be sitting there and using the turrets and taking out ships and ground vehicles maybe. We're going to test this on a big ship, and we're also going to do some weapon testing. So let's go ahead and let's get to the weapons testing because that's what everybody wants to know, is how this thing does in a firefight. Now when the author means gunship, he means gunship. Now these 12 50mm cannons are going to tear a hole into this red ship. Now this ship is probably meant for a shock and awe campaign, or like he said, an escort. So if you need something like this, man, I feel sorry for your enemies. It's like this ship starts out a fight with like handing people like needle and thread saying that you're going to need this later. Alright guys, now it's time to bust out the big guns, the 122mm cannons. Just look at that hit. That just punched a hole straight through that armor. If I was on that receiving end of that, I would be like, alright, I surrender. You can stop now. You can stop shooting me. Just look, it just punches clean through the ship. Like, these guns are amazing and also very scary, and they're really devastating, as you can see in these tests. Like, I honestly really wouldn't want to get hit by one of these. What I would do is I would use these big guns and I would use them to take out the main thrusters, then I would use the 12 50mm cannons to take out the rest of the ship. Tempest pilot, UFAC class ship, you are clear to engage enemy threat. Over. Roger that, guns are going hot. Alright guys, so I'd like to thank y'all for watching. I'll make sure to put the ship link in the description, and I want y'all's comments on the ship and what you guys think about it. This ship, I know he says it wasn't meant to fight people, and we could honestly tell by what just happened. That was an utter loss. But anyways, I would like to thank y'all for watching, and I will talk to y'all in the next video.